Hey guys, welcome back to Real Estate with John. Today we're going to talk about how to make rental income. Check it out, guys. So one of the big questions I usually get when it comes down to asking about rental properties are like, what are you guys looking for? How did you find it? How did you buy it? What did you do to the property? Maybe how did you refinance it? Did you rent it out? Did you sell it? I usually get a lot of questions when it comes down to the process and the steps I took to find the property, buy it, all that stuff. And so I wanted to make a video. I wanted to explain to all you guys, how I did it. So basically the first one, when you start out with any type of rental property that you want to buy, anything like that, you want to get into that type of investments, you got to know what you're looking for. And what I went in with my dad and my brother, and we decided to go into more of the entry market, the low end when it comes down to rentals, because we didn't want to be bogged down with a ton of debt, a high payment every month, and something that would hurt our journey getting into rentals, rental type properties, and investment properties, instead of really springboard us off into the direction we want to go. So what we were looking for was something on the cheaper end, the more inexpensive end, and we found a really cool property down in Visalia, California for $160,000. Now we purchased it as thirds, we all have equal shares of the property. So the next step was, after we figured out what we were looking for, how did we find it? We didn't go off market this time. I would say we played it more on the safe side, and we used the real estate agent to help us find a really cool property in a good area. None of us lived in Visalia. My brother lives closer to Visalia in Fresno, but my dad and myself, we all lived in Sacramento. And so it's about a 4.5 hour drive from Sacramento, but my brother's only about a half an hour away. So Visalia wasn't out of the question, and we have family down there. So it was an area we were familiar with, but not an area we lived in. And so we found out, the market over there wasn't as hot as in Northern California, Sacramento, Bay Area, all that. It was a little still on the cooler side. So again, we found a really cool property for about $160,000. And one of the best parts about this is that the seller was super motivated. So next step we had to go ahead and do was basically buy this property. How did we buy it? What type of loan did we use? What kind of financing? Did we buy it in cash, or, what did we do? And basically we went a fairly simple traditional route. We bought this house using an FHA type loan. We were able to go with 3.5% down. And again, we all went in thirds with that. And like I was mentioning, the seller was motivated. So the cool part about that was he actually met us kind of in the middle for closing costs. So we didn't have to cover everything ourselves, which is super cool. Saved us a good chunk of money there too. So basically the big step next, after you buy it, after you put the money down, you get the keys in your hand. What do you do with this rental? Is it set to go? Do you throw some people in there already? Or, what's the next step? What we ended up doing after we actually bought it was we went straight into repairs and renovation. It wasn't an old property, but it did need some updating. And that's the first thing we wanted to do. We wanted to go ahead and try to be as cost effective as possible to save costs on our end, but we wanted to try to add as much value as we can. And so we went ahead and focused really focused on the kitchen and the bathrooms. We spent a lot of time in the kitchen and we spent a lot of time in the bathrooms. The bedrooms were actually in really great shape, which was cool because they didn't really need too much from us, but we wanted to go ahead and update the master bedroom or master bathroom, and also update the kitchen as much as possible. We also put, new doors. We landscaped the backyard. It was pretty much almost like a field. It didn't have really too much going on. So we threw some bark in the background, bark along the edges, and we sawed the middle of the backyard to give it a cool area just to hang out, make it fun for the family if needed. Again, but we really focused on the kitchen, making it modernized, painting the cabinets. We replaced the stove. We put a brand new hood for the stove as well. We made it look really nice. We painted the walls. You can see that, they were like a bunch of different colors throughout the entire property. And so we decided to go with a nice gray throughout the entire thing, make it more modern, make it more, compatible with a lot of different people, whoever wants to stay in there. When we were going through the refinance, we basically wanted to lower our payments. We wanted to see, what our equity is when we got the appraisal. And if possible, maybe even drop that PMI or that private mortgage insurance, because it's not really going to anything. So the cool part about the whole thing, with the whole refi, we got everything we wanted. PMI is about to drop off real soon. I believe after one payment, as of making this video, we're able to get our what's it called, the value of the house went from 160K all the way over 200, which we were super happy about with that appraisal. You know, we were super stoked, and we were able to lower our payments, our monthly payments. So again, we got all the three items we wanted with that refi, and that made it perfect for us to go ahead and go to the next step, which was, you know, let's get that house rented. Let's get that property cash flowing for us. So the next step was renting that property out. So the next step was, yeah, renting it out. The first thing we wanted to go ahead and do is put it on the market, get the applications. We went through Zillow Rentals, I believe it's called. And so everybody applied, they did their credit checks, you know, their employment check, all that fun stuff, rental history, all that fun stuff. Went pretty much all through Zillow. We used it, I believe we only had it in there for maybe about 2 or 3 weeks until we got all the applicants we needed. We got about 16 different applications, which is great because, you know, we're happy about what we did to the property. We believe that we added a ton of value and that the people that did move in would really enjoy that. So we had a bunch of applications come in, you know, we sifted through them, we vetted them right, and you know, what we came to was we found a great couple of, a few guys, and they were willing to pay top market rents. You know, we signed them in a 6-month lease, and we were happy. You know, we got great renters in there. Again, if the 6 months is great, we'll continue the lease with them or go month to month, however they want to do it. But as long as we have some great renters in there, some great tenants, we'll be super happy with that. Again, guys, I couldn't say enough about this whole process. I learned so much about repairs, renovation, working with agents. If you appreciate this information, all this info that I'm sharing with you guys, and if you want more of this information, please let me know by leaving a comment or definitely liking this video. From the bottom of my heart, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day and stay safe out there. Peace. Bye.